Thank you guys for waiting for so long for me.
How are you feeling? Whew. I can honestly say that I have met every single one of you. And your energy, and your eyes, and your soul, and your stories are so beautiful and warm and kind and sophisticated. It's like crazy. I've never been to a country where everyone is like, excuse my language, I know there's some little ones in here, but I've never been to a country where everyone is so fucking enlightened. It's beautiful. How do you translate like enlightened or level? You know, how do you like yeah.
You're just like freaking intelligent, you know what you're talking about, you are...
Sophisticated. Yeah. Paul taught me that word yesterday. So this is not about me talking, this is about you asking questions and Raphael doing his best to translate for me in English.
Switch to English, sophisticated, there you go. We cannot do like half an hour, guys. Ian has been doing, you know...
No, we can do a half hour.
Yeah?
We're going to do a full, as long as you guys can go. Do a full panel. It has been a long day, and now it's time for you to speak, for sure. Let's give everybody, unless you guys are just sick of hearing me. But other than that,
Hey, bus is gone in 10 minutes. Shit, I have to stay.
but that's nice. If the venue's going to kick us out in like 10 minutes, fine. We can go into the parking lot.
More comfortable here. Thank you for doing this. We didn't expect it to be with me here for half an hour. Great, let's do some questions.
Nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you too.
And it's really nice of you that you will hear us and stay here for so long. And I think I should ask you a question. Where you've got so many energy and so many power to stay here, because you know everyone is just people and we are tired, but you're so cool that you want to stay here.
Cocaine. No, you guys, the energy I get from you, and I was just literally telling my beautiful brother over here who takes care of me and protects me, the amount of energy that I get from you. You know, there's two in life, not to be too cerebral about it, but in life, hey guys, in life you can make the choice to allow people to suck your energy, or you can make the choice to feed off of others' energy. Now, you willingly give me so much energy that it's impossible. Sure, we're all tired, like physically our joints and muscles are tired because we've been standing and running around. But the energy that you give me is it makes my brain work, and it makes my soul and my heart work. And you give it to me, so thank you. Hello. How are you? You gotta make this one quick though, okay? Because I want to make sure I get to everyone else. You're my buddy, I'm just reminding you.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. There's nothing to apologize.
Yeah. Okay. Very quick. So what I was always wondering, because I did my high school project on your
Oh, really?
Way back, like, I know, so it was like 5 years ago. But even Sophia Pushak, yeah, but anyway, leave her out of this.
Wow, my high school was 22 years ago, 23 years ago. That's crazy.
So I was wondering if in 10 years' time, do you see yourself more as an actor or will you dive into your work as humanitarian?
In 10 years,
Yeah, let's say 10 or 5.
hopefully in 10 years, we will have corrected this really insane path that we've been on. Globally, politically, environmentally. But in 10 years, I can guarantee you, I will have done as much as I possibly can. But in 10 years, I will be not only retired, but I will be on my ranch with my family and my kids and my animals. And you will probably not hear from me at all. You will know that I am there and happy, but I plan on busting my ass for the next 7 or 8 years and doing as much as we can in the space of activism and empowering and generation. My goal is to build schools that will, if you think about it, right? With the amount of women coming into power, which is really good. Yeah, it's big. I mean, the United States Congress has 100 women in it. Countries like Germany are run by women. This is a very good thing for society. So hopefully in 10 years, because look, the world or humanity, I see you cuties, the world for the last 350,000 years has been run by men, and it got us here. So hopefully the next decade is the great shift that everything is now run by women. It's time for them to have a chance.
Just look at this audience.
Yeah.
95% women.
So hopefully in 10 years I won't have to do a fucking thing because you guys will be doing it. I just want to go raise my kids and my animals and hang with my family because you guys will have set the world straight. Because honestly, I'm tired and I want it to change. So that's where I'll be.
Thank you.
You rock, man. Great question. Thank you. Next one. Hi.
Easy questions. What's your favorite season and why? In the
Oh, Vampire Diaries. Sorry. I'm tired. One, for sure, 100% number one. Season 1 was unbelievable. The other seasons were incredible. It's just, season 1 was the epitome of who David Salvatore was. And yes, he was an asshole, for sure. There's no two ways about it. I mean, this guy, he was not a great person by any means, but he was dynamic, he was fun. I mean, he believed in what he was doing so much that he really enjoyed it. And that's a fun thing to see. I often think about my tenure as Boone in Lost. Woo! And I realized I was 25 when I played that role. And here's the thing, when you're 25, you're very serious and kind of out of control because you're in your 20s. You don't really know what the hell is going on. You're trying to figure out who you are, what you are, and I played that Boone role so seriously There's no levity in Boone. And now I realize it's probably why he died. And why Damon was the exact opposite of that character. And I realized, even amidst a horror genre show or the greatest characters in the world, even if they were terrible, really loved what they were doing. They may have ill intent for righteous reasons, which are the scariest people in the world. Just look at what's going on in the world. But Damon, this was a guy, I used to always say this was a guy who had the same look on his face if he was saving a kitten out of the tree, or he was literally ripping their throat out. Same face, like this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Free hugs, that's a great sign.
Hi, it's Sarah. From the beginning, I'm not really want to talk about the Vampire Diaries, but about your Somerhalder Foundation. Could you tell us how it began and from what you have idea for that and
Thank you for asking that. I mean, listen, ISF came from feeling helpless, right? You know, sometimes, you know when you feel helpless, it's not something you want, especially in your adult life, or even in your teen life, or in your young adult life now. If you look at, oh God, her name, she's my girl. Greta, or Nikki, of course, is my girl. No, Greta is, oh man, I'm so tired. How am I forgetting her last name? She's the 11-year-old activist right now. 12-year. Huh? Yes.
The Swedish girl who doesn't go to school to fight the fight.
She is a voice and an energy that I wish every kid was. And that kid is going to change the world. By uniting students and young people, you will change the world. Because right now, most teenagers are like this. And so are most adults. This shit, it's like what we talked about last night, you know what I mean? It's no surprise. This is so addictive. These things are like heroin. It's bad, folks. But ISF came from the Gulf oil spill. Remember 10 years ago when the big oil rig exploded in the Gulf of Mexico, was really kind of destroyed, full of oil? I started it to be an amplifier, a mouthpiece for your voices, right? Because a lot of voices aren't heard the way they should be, and I wanted to use my platform as being a famous actor. I hate that word famous, but I don't mean hate. Hate is a very strong word. I truly dislike the word famous, but it does help when you want a platform to speak on. And for me, ISF is about building the greatest generation of mankind ever. But to do that, it's a really big job, right? So how do you do that? Well, if you think about it, you can't build a house or this building. If you built this building without the foundation, what's it going to do? It's going to fall. So I think if we want real, consistent, global change, we have to build the next generation literally like a house from the ground up, right? And I think there are three things that are missing in society right now. And there are three things, unfortunately, it's kind of elusive, right? You can't teach these three things. You have to show them through experiential learning. But that's hard. It's expensive. So those three things that are missing in the world right now that I know are missing are gratitude, reverence, and compassion. Now, if those three things existed in every human being in the world, we would have no problems. And so my goal, the goal of ISF, is really to build, and I'm calling on high net worth individuals all over the world, whether you're in Germany, you're in Spain, you're in Poland, you're in Ukraine, you're in England, wherever. There's enough money out there to build a place where young people can go to learn and see all of these things. And that's what I'm planning to do, where I'm putting my money in, doubling down on education. That's where we have to invest. Because guess what? A 10-year-old right now, in 10 years, is going to be 20. That goes like this. We have to double down on education, and that's where ISF, I think, is going to make its mark. And my legacy, and the legacy of my family, will be that we educated hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands or millions and millions of children. That's what we're doing. You're awesome. Thank you for that question. It's very sweet. Are you guys, I know you're tired, but are you happy? Yeah! Good. I just wanted to check in. Hey!
Hello, brother.
Hello, sister. Hello, sister.
Brother. Okay. First, I want to say that we all appreciate that your big heart, that you want the best for your family and for us and for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and my question is, what was your the hardest to play, scene, or on the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries, or another movie, but in the Vampire Diaries?
Scene?
The hardest to play for you, or you were scared that it's not gonna be good?
Oh, well, that's almost every scene. You know, and I've talked about this many times in public. I think one of the most profound scenes that was very hard. You know, there's a couple different ways as an actor to work. You can work where you just make believe, or you work where, which is what I've done for many years, which is, and there's no right or wrong way to do it, but I take from my life, right, and I weave, like sewing a sweater, right? You weave the thread of life into the text of the script. So I take from my life, present, past, present, or future, and I put it into the character in that moment. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I forgot, I think it was season 2, episode, I think, 14 or 15, and there's a scene where Damon is laying in the street, and a girl pulls up and she stops because she doesn't want to run over someone, and she gets out of the car, remember? And he's there, and he has his flask, and he's drinking, and he's kind of out of it. But he's telling her these things that he knows he's going to kill her, and she will never be able to say it, but he needs to get it off his chest. And he missed being human. He missed humanity. And like, if you've ever known anyone with a substance abuse problem, I've known many people, but if you ever look at an alcoholic, a lot of my friends' parents are alcoholics, you know, it takes them having drinks to be able to tell you what's really on their mind or in their heart. And then once they're sober again, they're like closed down. And that was Damon in that moment, but it was a very profound moment for me as a person. And it was really hard, and that was a very honest moment. And it took me like 2 days to come out of that. I was like depressed for like 2 days. But it was profound, and it was powerful, and I got to move on. But I got to fix some very important things in my life in that one scene. It was pretty cool. Kevin Williamson wrote that scene. Kevin wrote a lot of the Damon scenes in season 1 and 2. And that was very powerful. So, anyway, it was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. I adore you guys. Sorry, I know I'll speak slower, and I know it's a lot of Blah, 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 blah. But you asked. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
So, first of all, I wanted to thank you for this autograph. Even though it was rushed, it was like amazing thing, and I'm so grateful for that.
Sorry to rush you.
It was amazing. And my question is, you've played a vampire for so long, so how do you feel with the fact that in the new show you will kind of having a fight against them? I don't know how to say.
Yeah, you know, it is funny. I played a vampire for 8 years in television, and then I go back and do a vampire show again on Netflix. What the hell am I thinking? What am I thinking? I love the genre, and I know the genre so well. And as an executive producer, and I'm not a creator or co-creator of the show, but I have a lot of input. And it is pretty funny I actually love playing how delicate life is. On my show, if you get hurt or killed, you are done. No one's coming back. But what attracted me to V-Wars is that it was so relevant, right? It's dealing with everything that we're dealing with now. Racism, borders, politics, religion, fear, medicine. It's really relevant. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited that the stakes are real. Like if something happens to me in the show, we're good, right? But it is odd. Spent 8 years on a vampire show, end up on another one. What the hell, man? That'd be like, after Interview with the Vampire, Brad Pitt did 6 more vampire movies. That's like me doing an entire huge franchise and then doing another one. It's crazy. But it should be, we're working hard. We have a long way to go in V-Wars, but it's not going to have the same melodramatics. It's very kind of more raw and more relevant now. So, listen, even if you don't like the show, still watch it. And that way it'll give me another season and I can really go in deep and make it profound and awesome and sexy and fun and dangerous. I wanted it to be more in the vein of 28 Days Later. 28 Days Later, Walking Dead kind of stuff. So that's what I'm aiming for.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love you so much.
Love to you too, lady. Thank you.
Any idea when we can see the series? When it's gonna be?
I'm literally, when I leave here, I have to go make a lot of notes on a couple of different cuts. I've been up till 3:30 every morning before coming here.